I realize with a lot of people why they're stuck, why they don't go further than they are, why sometimes they regress, why people that are so quick to comment negatively or give a backhanded compliment and think it's okay, or make a backhanded comment because they're so focused on the messenger and not the message. And that's a big issue that I'm noticing pretty much every day. So many people want to listen to reply and not listen to apply. You want to listen to respond, but not listen to understand. Focus on the message. That's all I have to say. Have a blessed day.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Cameron, Reggae Girl's top striker, and you are watching Ryan LFC YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
You're watching Ryan LFC YouTube channel. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Leave your thought down in the comment section if you're watching back on the replay. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Not only that, hit the notification bell. So whenever I come live, you guys can get the live. Alright? Yeah, man. Just hit that bell there so you get every update. Alright, people? So, people, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whenever you're watching back the video. Really do appreciate the support. It's mean a lot. Alright? People, we're going into another Gold Cup with the Reggae Boyz. Honestly, people, I'm tired to see Mexico or the United States winning the Gold Cup. It's time for a change, and I believe that it will come this year. Yeah? United States sending a B team, it's a slap in the face to the Gold Cup. I want Jamaica to send a message to them. I want Canada to send a message to the United States that, hey, a different ball game around. Canada have a wonderful team. They add a lot of young players to them team. Mexico always going to be Mexico. United States, they're looking for the best talent in the world right now. Honduras finished bottom of the table in the World Cup qualifier. I expect them to come better. Suriname, wow, I hear a lot of noise, a lot of people talking about Suriname. Can Suriname come good this year? This is the year for Suriname to come good? What about our neighbor, Haiti? Haiti always a good quality player, but it seems like they just cannot make it to a final. Will it be a 80 year this year? No, I don't think so. But I guarantee you, Jamaica will play in the Gold Cup final. I don't know if it's going to be against Canada. I don't know, but time will tell. People, we're going to take a look at what is going on in the region, in Caribbean, in CONCACAF, and also, people, I have two special guests to join the program for us to look at the competitor. Can someone upset the United States or the Canadian team this year, or the United States or the Mexican? Time will tell. Let welcome my guest, people, someone that always coming on this show when it come on to talk about CONCACAF. I think he is one of the best. He know a lot about Caribbean and CONCACAF football. Listen, you have my name, Ryan, but him have a different last name. So Ryan, Endesi, good evening, sir. Welcome to the show. Welcome back.
Good to be back. It's been a while, but we got a lot of stuff to do, and this is just the first of a great summer, I think.
My question to you, Ryan, I'm giving it to you early as you come on the show. Exo Jamaica, Exo Canada, Mexico, USA. When I look across the board, who you think can really make a run in this Gold Cup?
If you want me to go with a team that isn't one of the big four, I think Suriname is going to wow some people this year. I think Suriname under Aaron Vinter is going to have a good tournament. They're going to come good. I could see Suriname having a good tournament for their standards and showing that they are ready to possibly get to Copa America through the Nations League later this year, as well as have a chance to be one of the CONCACAF teams to get out of the qualifiers and make it to the World Cup. I think Suriname has a vision for 2026, and I think Gold Cup is just the first step, the first true step in their vision to get to 2026 and make a statement. They're a tough team. They got a good coach side, bringing in former TFC manager Aaron Vinter. I like what I see from Suriname. If it's not the big four, I think Suriname's going to have an amazing tournament. I have a great feeling about them.
So, Ryan, we know it's not the first time we talk about this country, Suriname, having a lot of Dutch players coming to play for the Suriname national team. Is we overhyping this Suriname team? But I will say, I watched Suriname against Mexico in the Nation League, and I was really impressed the way how they possession, the way how they pass the ball, the way how they move off the ball. They're looking good, but one thing this Suriname team missing, a striker to put the ball in the back of the net. What made them different this year that you think they can do it more than the previous year where they just hit and miss?
I think personally having that prelim tournament, them finishing third in that group with Mexico and Jamaica, them having to play the prelims helps them gel more once this actual Gold Cup starts. I think personally if they could play 2 games that are high level, high meaning games to get to the Gold Cup, that helps that team gel and know their tactics before an actual game form, before stepping on the pitch at the true Gold Cup. I think that really helps, especially with a manager like Aaron Vinter. They're going to play total football. As you can see, they have to understand that set of tactics. And once you have a manager like him, you have to embody it. And they did well against Mexico back in the spring, back in March. And they arguably should have drawn that match. But when you look at it through all lenses, I think when they play more teams and they have more games to play just to get to the knockout stages, I think those first 2 games to get to the group, qualify for the tournament proper, then going into the group stage, they could get a bit of momentum built up through that prelim round. And I think that really would help, especially with the tactics they have to figure out and learn. It's easier to learn tactics when you're in a game situation instead of training. You get what your manager wants you to do if you're doing tactics, taking the tactics in games, internalizing it, seeing what you did wrong, building from that, and pushing forward. So I think the prelim may actually be going to the preliminary Gold Cup preliminary round. I think that might actually be a blessing in disguise for Suriname this year.
Fair enough. Just like what Canada do last year, build up, playing a lot of good quality game, and they just take everybody to storm in the World Cup qualifier. So you believe that Suriname can pull off something like that?
Yes.
Yeah. But Chris Smith, one of the things that you have to understand, I know Jamaican people mark hard, but you have to understand Suriname has always been flopping. So hope this time around Suriname can change the mindset of the Jamaican people, especially in this Gold Cup. It's going to be very important for them. So if Suriname perform very well, scoring goal, and at least make it out of the group or go quarterfinal, no we can put the respect on Suriname name. But for right now, they play very good football. They have good quality player, but they haven't proved themselves to the world that, hey, we must take them serious. But one thing me know about football, you cannot sleep on any team. Yeah? Today you down, and then another year you up. Exactly. So we have to watch out for this Suriname team. But no shout out to the Honduras, no shout out to the Panama, no shout out to Costa Rica, no shout out of these.
For me, Honduras, I need to see more from Honduras, from Panama. I don't know where to put them. They have been good since the turn of 2022, but it wasn't enough. Or they played well in Nations League. Costa Rica, they've been good, but they fell off since the World Cup. Personally, from what I saw in Nations League, Costa Rica and Panama, they could be up or down. They could be boom or bust. If Panama keeps playing the way they were in Nations League at the start of 2023, they might do better than what I expect. If Costa Rica could build back to how they got to the World Cup last year instead of what they did against Panama, then again, I could see Costa Rica having a last stand type vibe. But again, there's a lot of questions in my brain with Costa Rica, Panama, and Honduras. I need to see more. I need to see consistency. I need to see more. Of course, Canada's playing Panama in the Nations League semifinals, so maybe we'll see more there. Maybe that'll be a tougher game than I expect. But as well, I need to see more from all three of those sides. I'm not comfortable with saying they're the same teams they were 2 years ago, 4 years ago. I'm not comfortable with it. I need to see more on what they're building, on what they're trying to do. If Costa Rica could rebound, if Panama stays what they are, stays playing well, Honduras, if they could rebound. El Salvador has a good project under Hugo Perez. I like what they're doing. I would like to see El Salvador do more, but El Salvador is probably in a better position than Panama, Honduras, or Costa Rica at this point, in my mind.
Yeah, I think El Salvador have a very young team in the World Cup qualifier. Although they did not do great, but they have a lot of experience. So I think they will be coming good this year. But what about any thought on Haiti? Couple years ago, Haiti were a very, very, very good team that defeat the Canadian team.
Oh boy.
What do you say about the Asian?
Here's the thing with Haiti. I think Haiti is a very quality team. They have quality players around the pitch. They always find a way to bring fight to a Gold Cup. They always find ways to at least make matches harder than they should be. They always find a way to punch above their weight. Haiti, I like the way they play. They play like a tough side. They always do. They have great players. I think Haiti could do something throughout this tournament. I think Haiti is definitely going to be a hard out throughout this tournament. So I like Haiti. I think they always have a chance to upset somebody. They always have a chance to look like the better side, look like the tougher side. I have high respect for Haiti.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. All right, so let's move on to the giant them now. So we're going to talk about the Reggae Boyz. We're going to keep that one for a little bit. But the Mexican, what's really happening to the Mexican football? We haven't seen the Mexican that expecting from Mexico. Last Gold Cup, we were very disappointed with the Mexican. What should we expect from Mexico? I've always have good play. Jamaica played them in the Nation League, and I must say that we should have beat the Mexican in Mexico.
Yes.
What said you on Mexico? Where is Mexico mindset at right now?
I think they're trying to get themselves out of a hole. They're still disappointing. They just had a disappointing match. They won against Guatemala 2-0 last night, but they weren't convincing at all. Again, against a smaller side at home in Mexico, they were still unconvincing. They won, yes. They find a way to win, but it's the most milquetoast, unconvincing football under Diego Coca. They should have lost to Jamaica. That draw should have never happened. Jamaica should have held on to that and won the group. With that being said, Mexico, they're still going to be disappointing. There's not enough time for them to build something unless they beat the USA because they replaced Anthony Hudson with Callahan and they build on that and have beat the interim of an interim and they believe, okay, we're back to our older self. We beat the USA. We got over that hump. Then they could build some confidence. But I think their confidence is shot Their belief is shot. Kolka's not good enough of a manager. He's still at the behest of the FMF, picking the players that they want him to pick, not the players he wants to pick. Yes, he picked Oziel Herrera for the Guatemala game. He picked some of his players. But again, you're still going to have to pick the players that the FMF tells you to pick. He's not just picking the squad and refreshing the squad. They need a refresh. They don't have it, but they have no confidence. They need a squad refresh. They haven't learned any lessons from 2021, the World Cup in 2022, Nations League. They haven't learned any lessons. I don't see Mexico changing anything. They're still going to be very disappointing to most people who haven't, I guess, have been living under a rock since Denver, or people who expect Mexico to come good and they'll finally get out of the slump. They're going to be disappointing again. I just don't see them. Yeah, they'll go deep just because they're Mexico. They'll go to a semifinal. I'm not questioning that. But it's after that. It should be easy for them to make a semifinal. I'd be shocked if they got knocked out before the semifinals. But again, they should make a semifinal at the very least, just because they're Mexico, playing smaller teams. But again, once it comes to brass tacks, they're going to be disappointing. They're either going to lose a semifinal or lose the final. That's the way I see it.
So the football in Guri down there, Tennessee, what do you think about the Mexican? Right now, I would love to play in Mexico. I'm not scared of Mexico right now. Chris Smith, what do you think about Mexico? Talk to me. People down in the comment section. How do you feel about Mexico chance winning the Gold Cup? Can Mexico live up to them name? I believe that. Anyway, I think Jamaica see this Mexican team. We will beat them. I think their squad is old. They are not performing. And I just don't think this Mexican team is good enough. But people, we have a guess. So let's take the car. Good evening, Marlon. Welcome to the show. Live on here.
Yeah, man. Let's 5 minutes. I guess I'm rolling out.
Yeah. All right.
Let's go about it.
All right. No respect. No respect. All right.
Yeah.
So people, that's Marlon. Him say him soon forward, people. So we're going to chop it up. So, bro, Mexico for me, bro, they are not. Mexico is just, I don't know, man. I think Mexico is not that team anymore, man. I think I would happy to see Jamaica play Mexico. The way we play them in the Azteca, I think Mexico team is a little bit old, a little bit slow, not refreshing, and I think this Gold Cup going to send the Mexican Federation in a really, really turmoil. This Gold Cup, I'm telling you, man, this Gold Cup, it won't be the normal Gold Cup. I don't think Mexico making the semifinal.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
I don't think Mexico will. They're not playing any football. Well, as you said, Mexico can step it up anytime. But I surely they don't want to see a team like Panama.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
It's
going to be tougher at the very least.
Yeah, I don't think they want to see a Jamaican right now.
Oh, they sure don't. Jamaica wants blood after that Nations League game. Jamaica wants to prove it wasn't a one-off. Like, I guarantee you, they face Mexico again, they're going to come for heads.
So, my question to you right now, Ryan, be unbiased. Do you think in the last 2 years or so, think this Canadian team overtake this Mexican team?
Yes. No bias. Yes, they've overtaken. They got the hardest group at the World Cup. They still showed fight. Yes, they came out with 0 points. They should have beat Belgium. They were probably the best team against Morocco up until the semifinals when they played France. So, Mexico didn't do that. They didn't show up till they played Saudi Arabia. And they still allowed a goal and got knocked out on goal difference.
So what make you think with Canada win no game in the World Cup qualify, top the group in CONCACAF, what make you think this Canadian team is much better than this Mexican team?
They have better tactics. John Herdman basically runs the project on the pitch side of things. They basically isolated themselves from the CSA. John Herdman has these players running. He builds the program. His tactics are working, especially against CONCACAF sides. They bounced back well at Nations League. They did what they were supposed to do in Nations League. They beat the teams they were supposed to. They dominated Honduras. They beat Curacao, and Curacao did well to get that result. Canada has a strong roster of players, and they have younger players that are supplementing that roster. This isn't just a golden generation that'll last for 10 years. They have players that can help supplement either through the academy or the academy pipeline, the country pipeline, or dual nationals. They're trying to get Aiden Morris. That might not pan out, but they're trying to get dual national players as well. They have a good midfield. Eustachio is still one of the best midfielders in CONCACAF. Atiba Hutchinson is probably going to have his last ride here, and you damn well know he wants to come out with a trophy. They may just do it, if not both. Davies is going to play the Nations League. I'm not so sure about the Gold Cup, but doesn't matter. We still have good players at fullback if Davies isn't there. We still have Laredo. We still have Adekugbe. Kobe Franklin's just popping out for TFC. He's basically doing what Richie did back in 2019. Kobe Franklin, I'm sure he's going to get a Gold Cup call-up. I'm sure of it. Striker-wise, Kyle Larin has scored on Barcelona. Kyle Larin scored on Barcelona for Valladolid. Canada is not some joke. They've got players in pretty good places. Kyle Larin's going to get a pretty good move this summer because Valladolid got relegated because they didn't get the result they needed on the final day at La Liga. Kyle Larin's great. He was great for Valladolid for the half season he was there. He's going to get a good move. Jonathan David should be getting a good move from Lille. Mexico doesn't have that upward momentum. They have older players that are starting to lose a step and maybe one or two good young players like Osiel Herrera, like a Luis Chavez. Luis Chavez is good at striking a ball. He's a good midfielder. If they brought in Julio Furch, maybe things would be better if they naturalized him. If they naturalized Quinones, maybe things would be better, but they're not naturalized yet. You think Coco would do that because they played for him at Atlas, but as of now, the only really good young player that Mexico has in my book is Osiel Herrera. That's it. Most of their players are aging. Most of their players don't have an upward momentum. They've either came back to Mexico or Ochoa went to Salernitana for some reason, which he worked out there. He played well for Salernitana in Serie A. With that being said, Canada has a lot more upward momentum. Their players are going forward. They're getting to bigger places, bigger teams. Mexico, they don't have that upward momentum. They have one good young player, and that's about it. That's the way I see it. That's why Canada's better. They have more upward momentum. They have a better manager. They have better players who perform better in a country shirt. They care more, and they ignore the noise. Their mentality is just so much better.
I'll get back to Canada and think. People, I want you to understand this. Demo, big up yourself, brother. Chris Smith, big up yourself. Know yourself. Big up yourself. Tennessee, big up on yourself. Big up to all of the people in the comment section. People, please, people, when you come on the stream, Demo, Chris Smith, know yourself. Make it be a priority, people, by hitting the like button, people. Come on, people, man. Stop what you're doing right now, people, and hit the like button, man. Come on, people, man. People who can do better than that, man. Demo. Hit the like button, man, Demo. Come on, man. Hit the like button, people. Listen. And Demo, Chris Smith, I think we need to live off of the past, Brechin. Like, we need to realize with Mexico, the man them is just so slow. Them not playing the ball. Yes, them a tournament team, but I think the people them a live off a name said we are Ryan.
Exactly. Yeah, they're living off of their name. And yes, I'll give Chucky his due. He played well with Napoli. But Chucky's not young anymore. He was young 10 years ago. He's just a footballer now, and he's one of their best players, but he's not a best young player. At some point, you got to put somebody around him and say, hey, make something happen. He can't do it all himself. Lainez failed in Europe. He's back with Tigres, and he sucks there. Those two guys are not young anymore. Lioness sucks at Tigres. He came back and he still sucks. He still won a trophy somehow. I don't know. They got lucky. And then Chucky, well, he played well with Napoli.
Yeah.
That's when you have a good team around you.
Even Dexter lock him down in the second half in the Mexico game. Dexter come on for the young youth, come on and lock him down.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't, bro. Listen. Stefan, me have to see this Gold Cup for myself. So Mexico, I go be that big team. I don't have Mexico in the semi-final. Trust me. The best Mexico can go a quarter-final. But in my opinion, still, I can be wrong. They're a tournament team. They have good player. But over a period of time, as a footballing team, you can't just turn it on when you want to.
Exactly.
Have to perform. And right now, Mexico, them not playing about. Bro, USA are going to beat them.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely going to beat them. Even with Callahan, even with an interim manager for the interim manager, USA is still probably going to beat Mexico twice. If not at the Nations League, they'll definitely could also beat them a second time. So,
yeah.
I mean, and they have a guy who I don't even know why he's an interim, just because he's an interim. I mean, yeah, he worked with Jim Curtin, but he never was a head coach of anything senior.
But this, all right, let's talk about the US, bro. Like, US, again, and I'm telling you, man, they are I would not say they disrespect because they went with a second team, a B team last Gold Cup, and they end up winning.
C team, but yeah.
Yeah? I'm not going to say them disrespect the Gold Cup. But why USA take so long to appoint a manager? Why this?
They want to find the best candidate. They want to do it in the summer after the Gold Cup. They want to find the best candidate, whether that's Jesse Marsh, whether that's Jim Curtin, which I think there's a possibility for that, especially with the Callahan appointment as the second interim because Anthony Hudson left to coach in the Middle East. I think Callahan opens the door for Jim Curtin. But they want a manager for the friendlies and going into that quarterfinal to get into Copa America. They're fine with going this summer with an interim.
Yeah.
So, with a second interim, to be honest. They were going to go with Anthony Hudson, but he chose to move on. They have BJ Callahan now. And I don't know if that's going to pan out. I think USA are really more worried about getting to Copa America than actually winning a trophy.
Mm-hmm.
If they win the Gold Cup and Nations League, or if they win one of the two, they're fine with it. But I really think they're happy with the double they had. They want to try to conceal a place in Copa America and go from there in 2024.
I don't want
manager.
I don't want the United States to win the Gold Cup, bro. I think two teams can stop Jamaica in this Gold Cup.
Canada and United States
and Canada.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Only two teams can stop Jamaica from winning this Gold Cup.
Yeah, I agree.
We get Mexico, trust me, bro.
You win.
Rubbing my hand, bro. Like, I know this, bro. Like, Mexico, they are not that team, bro. Like, they have the player, but come on, man. Look, like people, listen, the way I see Mexico I play for the last couple games them play, me I say, yo, no. Yes, Marlon.
Me send the link.
No, man, me send it, man. Check back, man. Check back in your phone. Me send it, man. Up at the top. Yeah, people. No. Me nah disrespect Mexico, you know. Me nah disrespect Mexico. I know the quality that Mexico have. But no, man. I'm not feeling Mexico, bro.
I haven't been feeling them since Denver.
Yeah.
I've seen this coming for years. Like, Denver should have been the shot across the bow. Nobody took the Denver loss and said, oh, Mexico's falling off. It took them like a year and a half to figure it out. I'm like, no, they're getting cooked. Like, as soon as Denver happened, I'm like, they're getting cooked.
Good evening, Marlon. Welcome to the show. Marlon, we are going, me will ask Marlon, because Marlon just come on. Him not really know what we're at about. Marlon,
we are going.
Oh, yeah. Marlon,
Come on.
what do you think about this Mexican team? I believe that Mexico is just not that team. I don't know what happened to them team. They have good player. But the last couple performance, I see them play against Suriname. They should have lose that game. They beat Suriname in a Suriname. I see them play against Jamaica. It could have gone anyway. I see them play last night. And although them win, but them just not impressive. See them play in the World Cup. And they're not changing out the players, the same set of players them over and over with it. I just believe that Mexico is just dead, man. What do you think about Mexico?
I think I said earlier to someone that Canada, I think US has passed Mexico right now. Canada is very close to them as well. If you don't have Alvarez in that midfield doesn't click that much. I think with Herrera retiring, they have lost the control of that midfield. Lozano, I think Lozano is a person that really made them tick right now, along with Roma Alvarez. So when those three players are not there, Sanchez doesn't look too bad for them. Jimenez is probably coming to the back end of his career. Gutierrez, a young striker, and there's Henry Martin. So defense line, they're okay. They're okay. The back line is okay. The defenders are there. Aroa and these guys here, Montes, Ayala. So they still have the defenders there. Right back, they're good. Left back, they're good. If Ochoa decide to hang up the gloves, goalkeepers still not, Gutierrez and these guys, they still not prove themselves. They're still young, 22, 25. So I think it's good they have a coach like Diego Cacos, because somebody who knows the Mexican league, so he knows a lot of the domestic players. But the US game, the National League game against US, will tell us a lot where they are and what we'll be seeing from them at the Gold Cup.
Ryan, you want to say something?
I was saying, I think you forgot Santi Jimenez as a striker. Santi Jimenez who played for Feyenoord, who won Dutch Cup.
Yeah.
Santi Jimenez should be the striker for Mexico.
I think it's between him and Henry Martinez.
Yeah.
Martin and Riley Jimenez will be the same as so. But the spark that you're looking for, I don't see that spark that much. You have Linus coming off the bench, Atuna. But I don't know. I have to see the National League game.
Yeah. That will let us know where they are for you, man.
So that game will really show us, because you're going to play top team there. So that will basically show us where they are and what we can look for in the Gold Cup.
And yeah, US is going to play their best team for that Nations League game. So yeah, that would just truly show us where Mexico is, which
knock out them confident for you. But I disagree with you and Chris Smith. The last 3 times Jamaica played Mexico, it was a very, very close game. Mexico never outplay us. We should have get a points at the Azteca in the World Cup qualifier. We lost 2-1. We should have beat them in a Kingston, Jamaica, when Leon Bailey have run rings around them where we draw. And
the two that we played the World Cup qualifier, our leading one, Alvas went on and those, I don't want to bring back the memory for you, Ryan. Right?
Yeah. No, but it's interesting, Marlon, though. Mexico, for the last 4 times we play them, it's close. It's very, very close. You know, it's very, very, but Marlon, we were talking about Suriname. Ryan saying that different from Mexico, USA, Jamaica, Canada. He believed that Suriname have a great chance to make an impact. Similar to where Canada do last year in the World Cup qualifier build-up, right? He believes that Suriname have a good chance. You have that same feelings about Suriname?
I think it's too close. It's too early. They play Puerto Rico. They play Puerto Rico next week in the World Cup playoff. But they actually have the easier route to go to the Gold Cup. If you look like what Curacao will go through, and Trinidad have Guadeloupe and stuff. So they have an easier route to go through. So what they're going Zone C, right? Group C they've been.
Yeah.
They've been El Salvador, Costa Rica, Panama.
Yeah.
That will be a very interesting group. I think they can. And it'll be good for them. I think they'll be playing 2 quality games to get to the Gold Cup. So that those 2 games can really make them go. Because the thing with the Suriname team, though, compared to the last team, last Gold Cup, they have younger players there, and they have quality. I think the defense was a big suspect. So you have Donkalo, Dinswell comes in, a player who have champion league experience. But I was talking to one of the Surinamese guys today for a management show, and I was asking if Cherry is there, because I think if Cherry shows up for this Gold Cup, I think Cherry can be up there with any attacking midfielder in CONCACAF right now. 35-year-old, but he and Besiswar. Ryan, you see Besiswar, the enough your guy, and everybody love him. But Cherry is something different. More skill set, more attacking, full of shots. So I think if he shows up for them, in the front line, they don't have that high quality there still. But Divred, Veta, they still have the wing players, but they have like 4 interesting players coming in. I think, but for the Nation League, they're going to be a problem.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think Nations
Yep.
League, they're going to be a tough team to beat. And I really don't want to see Suriname against Canada in that quarterfinal. I think that's going to be one of the craziest 2-legged ties you've ever seen in a Nations League types or a international type situation. And besides, it would be crazy to see Aaron Venter come back to BMO Field for the first time in a decade as well. But I know his system. I think he has a great way to set up with Suriname. I think the striker problem is one of the more understated problems, but when it comes down to it for Suriname, they have a manager who could build around the fact that their strikers might be not the best, pushing the ball forward in total football. So I think Aaron Venter being their manager probably helps Suriname more than it helps them build up without having that lethal striker, personally.
I think that's their weak point now. They have CDMs in the team, around 3 or 4 of them. I think if we could even get one of them to not high quality, but if we could get one of them to plug a gap for Jamaica, that will really put Jamaica as a backup to make us better. Quality right back as well. They're stuck with a lot of right back. We still don't have his back again. I think everybody saw what Cheryl Becker did in the Bundesliga. So basically, we know that he's up there with all the wingers, with Bailey, Lozano, Pulisic. He's ranked up there with them same way, right? And if you're looking at it right now, if you're looking at CONCACAF right now, you'll see. I think the last Gold Cup, their squad value was around 4.5 million or something like that. Now it has jumped in 2 years to 38, almost 40 million. So you're looking at their value for the squad is over Panama, Costa Rica, Honduras. So it showed you something. The quality players are coming in world value. I think their goalkeeping wasn't the best the last time. Now they have still there. What's the name? Hellshot. I don't remember. It's not Hellshot. The 2 keepers coming. One of them keep for Ajax under 21. So they have a lot of quality.
But right, Marlon, Ryan, me believe me have Canada have the favorite to win the Gold Cup. I don't know how both of you guys feel, but I
say that I said if US doesn't turn up with their strongest 11, Canada could be the dark horse to take it. And I think they have an easier road to go. As you know, if Jamaica and US that zone against A versus D, so it's very sticky. But once the quarterfinal will be the hard game for both teams, whether it be US or Canada. Yeah, it depends. If US win, and watching Guatemala last night again, I have to think twice about them. I think they look very, very disciplined defensively. So I think they could be one day fighting to come out as well. Cubans, the last time I saw them, they look very good, and they have a lot of players playing overseas as well. So it's not the same like Cuban before. They will come play one game, then everybody go missing, all of them defect. The players are professional players that are coming in for Cuba now. So it's not really that easy, right? Interestingly again, Guadeloupe, Trinidad. I think that's gonna be one of the toughest
Guadalupe
players.
say that. That'll be a good game. But me think Guadalupe will beat Trinidad still.
Well, they have the quality on paper. But you think about it, Kevin Molina is back, Garcia is back as well, Jervin Jones. I think they're a little bit short in the front line. Aubrey Davis is back in the defense again. But
Like-
the Guadalupe team, Thierry Ambrose plays in the French league. Phaeton, we saw what he did the last time against even Jamaica. So they have a lot of quality there. There's a young, they were trying to get a young, I think he's related to Anthony Marshall. Play for Rems. They were young player. They were trying to get him there, but I guess the club didn't release him. So all the team, Brian, they are coming in very, very strong for this World Cup. I think the powerhouse, right? Because when I look at Canada squad that they brought up for the Nation League and stuff, and which say the players want to play. And the thing about US as well, I think players should be all looking at contract. McKennie goes back to Juventus, Tyler Adams, so a lot of the top players contract situation. So as I said last night, it's going to be a mixture of French players from Europe and MLS players. But at the same time, we can't take that for granted. Because the last time they used almost all MLS team
and beat and win the Gold Cup.
So we can't take that lightly.
Yeah, but me think still different from Suriname that we speaking about. We not giving Marlon where stay pan 80. You know, you think 80 can do something because from the last time them beat Canada in that Gold Cup. Like me just always hope for see 80 come good, but them always kind of disappoint me and think from after that tournament. I think the quality coming through consistent for the Asian team. I think that Asian team was very good, Marlon, when they beat Canada.
That game still broke my heart. That game still breaks my heart, okay?
Team is
After
better,
all
right?
that stuff that's gone on since, that game still breaks my heart. 2-0 lead and they bottled it.
Them time they good, Ryan, man. Them time the Canada and a good bridging, man.
I mean, they played well. I gotta say, I gotta give it to Haiti. They kept going. They found a way.
Yeah. But people, big up on yourself. People, big up everybody down in the comment section. Chris Smith, may I tell you, Bridging, this is my opinion. I don't think the Mexican outplay Jamaica, brother. I think the game, they were very close, bro. Like, I don't know what. Mexico just always lucky against Jamaica, man. We should have beat them. We should have beat Mexico, but guess what? We're going to beat Mexico when it matters, We're going to hold them, man. And we're beat them when it matters. Carla, good evening. Welcome to the show. Live on here with Marlon and Ryan and this.
Yo, Ryan.
Yes, sir.
May I try to say, yo.
Mute your background, Carla. It kind of a little bit echo.
Hold on. Yeah, man. May I say, yo, me have faith in the Jamaica side, yeah. You see me?
Mm-hmm.
Only problem we say, probably US might have a problem with Canada. I feel we have no problem with Canada.
I'm afraid of Canada more than USA, bro.
Oh, man, we feel that we'll rub them up, man. I get upset, man.
No, sir. Kevin, big up yourself, brother. Enough love and respect, brother. Appreciate you coming in still. Big up Pagan. Big up yourself. Big up to all of the people in the comments. King, big up yourself, Bridget. Yeah, Mexico did not outplay Jamaica. Tell them again, King. Tell them again.
Exactly. And if that rain delay didn't happen, Jamaica would have won that Nations League game. That rain delay stopped Jamaica's momentum.
Yep.
I still believe that rain delay was the
Man,
worst.
I don't think there's a problem. As I check talk.
Yeah.
Only check we are right now, US and Mexico.
US and Mexico. Okay.
Only check.
Guess what? You cannot look it that way because I think we're more comfortable beating US, Mexico, and Canada. Panama, Jamaica, it doesn't matter what team Jamaica have against Panama. Panama get the better of them. Right? I think Jamaica, and I think, as I said, until we start, I think this is the one team in CONCACAF right now that match up to Jamaica in every way. Technically, physicality. Jamaica, Panama has it, and the Haitian team is getting there as well. This Haitian team right now is more talented than Canada, everybody's raving about. And you have the same players are there. Dawkins, Lozan, Caro, Bizel, and these guys are there, but they have addition. They saw a problem with their goalkeepers. They have two goalkeepers now. They have a keeper who keeps in Belgium, Innocent. we can call it, Ghanaian, Haitian. So he could be Placide is back again. And they're coached by a former Haitian player, Jean Pierre Jacques. So they're doing a lot. And the thing about Haiti, they score goals. But sometimes they lose their discipline and they fall off. But they're more disciplined now. They look more organized. And majority of the players that they're looking at, they're coming from Europe.
There we go.
Gonna be one. And Ryan, and I went out and said it to JD when I was with JD when we were in the Gold Cup. I said it for me, I'm looking at Mexico and Haiti to advance.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see Mexico and Haiti getting out of Group B. I don't think Honduras has a chance. Qatar, they'll still be fighting for second. With that group, I still think Qatar has a chance to get out of it. But to be honest, I think Haiti probably has the best chance of the three to get second in Group B. I do. I don't see anything out of Honduras. I need to see them bounce back, and they haven't yet.
What happened to Honduras, man? What happened to Honduras, Marlon? Them just flat, man. I was so surprised they finished bottom of the table, and it seems like they're just going through a bad patch right now.
But the thing about Honduras is similar to Jamaica. They are very inconsistent, and there are times I write them off. But if you look in the terminal, they are going. The national team isn't performing the best. But guess what? When they're going to a tournament, they always tend to get themselves together. So we can, similar Costa Rica as well. Tournament, they always find themselves through. Panama fight themselves through. So Honduras, I can't really write them out. But even in Zone C, I think it's El Salvador team. I think they're very, very, very disciplined. Right? And we know that they're one of the best passing team in CONCACAF, right? So they're disciplined. Even the last National League game, US beat them 1-0. So they're not. I think they're another team to look at well. Not looking to win it, but they could really create an upset by even probably reaching the semifinal.
El Salvador to me is the best Central American team in this tournament. Out of like Honduras, El Salvador, Costa Rica, Panama, it's El Salvador for me.
El Salvador team young, still not them have a young team in a World Cup qualify. But I think Honduras will come good now, Marlon, because the last time we played them in Kingston, Jamaica, we defeat them. They have 6 under 20 players on that team that play in that game. So I expect Honduras to rebound, as you said. So I would agree with you on thing.
They have brought most of the players are back. Hito, Andy R, Elise and these guys are back there. So the experienced players are there, same way in what you have seen in the provisional squad that they put. So, but it's about which Honduras team will turn up. If they turn up good, they can really do a lot of damage. But if you're talking about teams that are playing organized right now, I think El Salvador has gotten past them, and Panama. I still have Panama as the 4th best team in CONCACAF, although Costa Rica is ranked above them, but I think Panama is above Costa Rica right now. I think we and Costa Rica are basically side to side fighting for 5th and 6th. Although Costa Rica went to the World Cup, I think Panama as a team, as a unit, Panama is still ahead of them. We are getting the pieces. I think Panama is more functional than us right now.
I think Hal Grimson will change that. I think Hal Grimson will show why Jamaica is 4th. They have the potential. They have the players. They needed the coach. And Hal Grimson changed things off the bat. Like, the way I've seen them play under Hal Grimson, that is exactly what you need to be the team that you're supposed to be.
Yeah, I think, as I say, Ryan, I think we'll be much more better. And I'm expecting us to be in the semi-final or the final, Marlon. I think.
I predict it to be semi-final. And as I said, I think Coach Argimson, once he get his blueprint, I was talking to somebody from Iceland this morning, and he was like, Argimson, once he can get the players, he was asking me, say he's hearing a lot of people say that he's looking for CDM. He said what the coach likes and he loves 2 box-to-box midfielders who are good going forward and are good defending, right? So when he was, because I was telling him that even when he played Mexico, when he had a stadium there, he decided to use Ravelans. He said yes, because they can help offensively and they can help defensively. But he doesn't want a person who just sit back and think about defending. And even we are talking this point, he was telling me look at the squad from 2013 to 2018. He said if you look at it, Soranzo was more box to back, like a Yaya Toure, big 6'4", 6'2", and Goodman used to be behind him, beside him, and then you have Gidvey Sigurdsson at the front playing off the striker, playing off Aronson, and that's why but the thing about it, if you notice, and even when person said yes, is his preferred choice 4-4-2, because he can switch it into a 4-4-1 or 4-2-3-1. When he's playing the better teams, because I was sitting this morning watching and going about it. When he's playing the better teams, what he normally do, he plays a 4-4, 4-4-1, right? So you have a second striker, like a fast striker, who can float in the channel or run the channel and stuff. So basically, he's always there. But when you're playing the smaller side now, he goes to attack by using two strikers. So he's somebody, as I said, he's somebody he's a tactician. He know what he's doing. And he said the main thing, he said, once he find that core defense, once he gets his back line sorted out, he takes it to the midfield and because he even said to me, he said, Marlon, I'm telling you, anytime the coach find his 30-man team, he said, unless you're gonna find somebody who's a star performing in the Premiership, you don't see him. And I've said it several times. I said, anytime the coach find that top 25 players, those will be the core players, and you might have 5 or 8 reserve players, just in case somebody is on card or reserve, I think. So he's gonna get it right, but the players just have to buy in. And the good thing about it, the players know there's a lot of competition now. If you look before, last Gold Cup, we were fighting for right back. It was Albas Powell and basically right. So now we look at it now. The squad that name there's look at it. You don't even know which one of the right back now will be the two right back going there. So the quality is there. I think our weakness now, left back used to be our strength. It seems like our weakness now. But we have the quality there same way. But if you compare at the line of right back we have now for Jamaica and what we have in left back, it's totally, but at the same time we have 2 high quality left back out there. If they decide to play for Jamaica in Tariq Mitchell and Rico Henry. Those are 2 persons. We see what Amari Bell has done already for Jamaica. But you're talking about 2 players that are 2 levels above him.
I think I agree with you, Marlon, where the selection. And even this team, I still don't think the coach going to make major changes going to the Gold Cup, Right? I think when you look at our back 4, Marlon, it solid, you know what I mean? With Andre Blake, the goal, we have Damion Lowe. And we can't even bench Damion Lowe, you know what I mean? Because we have good quality centre back. But the coach probably go with Damion Lowe.
Right. I think what he's doing, he's trying to find his first choice centre back. And I think Pinnock and Lowe will be the first choice.
Yeah.
Then try to find the 2 second choice centre back who can play together. So just in case the players not there, you have 2 players who can synchronize in together. So you're gonna find that there. So you will basically find, I think Amari Bell will be the first choice left back. Right back, Zofagam. Whether Lambasika, Brown or Latibo there. Hardin is here same way. Right? They will be the top 4 choices. So the right back nobody has really claimed that right back position as yet. Yes, we saw Javier Brown play in Mexico. Then we saw Lambasika play 45 minutes. But he has not really, he's still open. That one position that's still open and the midfield for us. I think Damari Gray coming now, it really give us the quality on both sides of the flank. Attacking midfield, we have Bobby Reed or whoever to put in that there. So I think if you go 4-1-4-1 or 4-2-3-1, you basically have like 4 Premiership quality players in the attack. Right? And I think what it does right now, it instead of person really concentrating on DMB, you have Damari Gray, then you have Anthony to basically wrestle with that up there, then you have Bobby Reed behind. So you're looking at 4 quality Premier League players.
Yeah. But Marlon, do you say something about we have weak left back, or you were talking about in the past?
But I not said the left back are weak. I said the depth chart now. I said the right back depth chart was weak. But if you look at the quality that we have gotten now, the right back chart, there basically you have the quality is more than left back now. Because left back we have Bell, Lee, and Taxi.
Yeah.
So then you move on to Ricardo Thomas and whoever going there. The four play locally. So that's what I'm saying. But however, players are there still in diaspora. You can, if they decide and to come themselves to Jamaica, you're gonna go a higher quality up. So you have more quality right back now than left back. Because we have 3 quality left back. That's what I'm saying. And I say they're not weak. But we are saying if you're looking at the quality, the chart, the depth chart, when it comes, you have quality there. And the right, there are more players coming in same way.
Okay.
Because to me, if it's a weakness, like that would mean there's a lot of goals being scored from that side. If the depth is just not as good as the right, that's not really a weakness. So I agree with your second phrasing than the first.
So over the years, I'm not talking about goals. No. I'm saying this for the quality. I said, if you're looking at the chart now of the players we have at right back, we have more quality player at right back now than left back. But before we still have more back. But Jamaica problem over the past 4 years has been the right side of our defense. The right back is always a problem. Right? I think about 85% of the goals came from the right side. Right? Whether the skewer come from the left, when it comes to the right back, the Gold Cup against in the Gold Cup quarterfinal against US.
Yeah.
Ball back was out again. Got caught out in man Blake there.
Yeah.
In the Mexico game against OSC, Alvas game, and the 2 goals came from there.
Yes.
So we've been given a lot of goals on the right hand side, same way. In the World Cup qualifier, a lot same way. I think we haven't find that right back to really. So I think having the quality here now, I think coach are going to get them and blend them together.
All right. Good evening. Welcome to the show, Tennessee.
Well, all right.
Me there, you know, with me and Marlon and Ryan there chop up some conker cuff thing.
Yeah, man. Bless up yourself. Bless up and Ryan. Bless up yourself. But I think it's a yeah, man. I think it's a I hear people talk about USA and Mexico this year. I hear more Canada and Panama. I think if USA bring a second team, I would play smart, put a football with the team where we have. I think we can beat them. And people that have a position. I watched football from 1990. I never see Jamaica outpossess. No kind of Jamaica play a certain kind of a counter-attacking kind of way where you're not going to see Jamaica outpossess a team like US or Mexico. But if we play smart, we can beat them because we would have played like them and regret. And because I feel like, you see, while they had Billy always under pressure, I feel like they kind of mark him and Leon Bill. That's evil. But
Leon want to do too much with the ball when him get it.
But sometimes I think, you see, they know what Leon Billy can do. So I think they kind of mark him out a certain game. So now with them and regret on one side, Leon Billy on one side, I feel like we can, if we play smart, we can beat any one of them teams, brother.
Yeah.
And I may disagree with Chris Smith and Damion Lowe. I think Damion Lowe has to start in a contract. Because to me, I don't think a coach can bring in like Deshaun Brown them and start them over Damion Lowe. Right. I think Damion Lowe and Ethan Pino, I will two starting defender. Because to me, you know, people are that this him I don't want to say, well, you know, he make a whole mistake. But to me, I think Lowe play good anytime play for Jamaica. But people are saying no good that he make a lot of mistake and all kind of thing. But Ryan, I believe say he coach have to start Lowe, no matter who he bring in, because if you notice, football in other region are kind of different, brother.
Yeah. Wait, so you're saying have to start. Many things, you know. If Wes Harden and
Ryan, them getting the side over Lowe. Remember, And you have to remember that.
And I get a feedback, Tennessee. The people them say them say I get a feedback. I don't know what you have your phone turn on.
I wait till I hear it.
No, go ahead, talk me, you know.
All right. I got an earphone, man.
Yeah.
Well, what me answer, right?
Let's see. No, I'm gonna say it again. I've told people already.
Go on, man.
Bernard is a high quality player. Hasn't proven himself as yet, right? So he's not gonna come in the Gold Cup team and go start the pin-up. They never played together before, right? Lowe has proven himself in CONCACAF, right? And the coach is not gonna change him for any of them right now. You have to come and prove yourself here, right? And even sometimes when I tell people that last time, Brian, you hear it when I said that Taxi will be in Mexico game, and person say, oh, Taxi doesn't want to play for Jamaica, right? Remember the coach I worked with Taxi before. But if you go by what he has done in the past, that's why he was brought there, right?
Yeah.
When you ask Lowe and Pinnock how they've been playing over the past couple of games, right? Actually, right? Especially so, he's gonna go by continuity. So as I said, the right back position is still open for grabs. So the back four, you have 3 persons selected already. Pinnock and Lowe, once they are fit, and Amarabel. The right back, and then the player, they can fight for it. But those 3 are already saved themselves along with Andre Blake.
And to me, Marlon, I think Latty Boy, I think right now, so me sitting look if Latty Boy if Latty Boy are getting papers, I think he would be the one to start right. And I know them people like Lambatika play and him take good thing, but I think Latty Boy there is a far rather a Lambatika right now in the development.
But then I see, remember now, the 4 players, the other players, Hardin and Latimer there has proven himself already, right? Probably he could be playing in the Premiership next season as well. So he's somebody who came through Man City, right? Yeah. He was the City culture of playing the ball and everything already. So he's very flexible. Whether he plays a centre back, but over the past 2 seasons he's been playing right back, whether in a back 4 or back 3. So I think that's when
already too.
So when person say they want to use him as centre back to play, the coach will do it because the guy has been comfortable playing for 2.5 seasons playing at right back, right? Or right-sided wing back. So it's gonna be very hard for you to take him and fit him in a new system to go in a competition that you want to win. So when you're assessing team and I analyze football, that is different. It's not a qualifying tournament. It's a competition you want to win. So you're not gonna make major changes. When I tell a person that you look at Demar Gray comes in because of his quality, Bernard quality, youth, Latimer quality, youth same way, right? But you're looking for wholesale change, you're not gonna see a lot of wholesale change.
Yeah, man, I can't stick to the truth when I go with two and start Pinnock and Bernard and I think I know and Pinnock will start.
Yeah, I think so too. Ryan, you say something?
Hold on.
Say defensively, if you have a good player in the squad.
Okay.
Chris Smith, remember I said Pinnock wouldn't come, and I'm gonna say it again. Pinnock will come in CONCACAF with Jamaica. He and Liam Moore and start over Lowe. Pinnock will come and start at the left side centre back. Lowe will be the right side centre back. And I tell all of you, and that's how it works. Right? You wouldn't get Pinnock and Liam Moore playing together because they are 2 players who don't complement each other. Right? So you're not gonna take Lowe and play on the left hand side and Pinnock play on the right hand side. No.
Yeah.
Right? Pinnock will be the left side centre back, and I said it to everybody from the US game that he played. When person said that he wasn't good when Josh Sargent turned him inside out, right? 90% of the person say he's not good. I said, okay, you will see.
That's true.
All right, now he proves himself. 2 seasons in the Premiership, and he has been one of the better defenders in the APL.
Yeah. But Marlon, the people them have to understand, you know, only have to think like the coach, you know, but like these are some common sense thing, you know, where the coach now gonna make that, especially probably in a practice game or somebody get injured. But if Damion Lowe fit and Ethan Lowe pick, he might go pick the 2 of them because they played together before. You understand?
Of course.
They play together before, so people have to understand that. Yes, you probably players have to just whenever they get the opportunity, Marlon, they have to just grab it with both hands. So if Lowe or Ethan Pinnock know them come in, they get the opportunity, you grab it with both hands. You understand? But say something, Ryan. You were saying something.
Me personally, when it comes to defensive players, if you have continuity, that's where you don't change anything. But a player like Damari Gray, if you get a player like him in, offensive, playing forward, you have to put him into the team. I think offensively, if you get that spark, you have to make that change. But defensively, if things are working, you don't fix what's not broken. I think there's a difference in that sort of thought. If it's a goalkeeper, a defender, even if you might have a defender who may prove themselves to be better, especially in a cup competition, you don't change anything. But if you have a player that is a spark plug forward and you get them for a cup competition, you have to put them in. You just have to. Yeah. I think there's nuance to this.
Well,
yeah,
but go ahead, Tennessee.
Yeah, man, me just think the coach now go make that because I think people sometimes maybe because coming over Bernard is a good player and think, but I can't
good quality player. Good quality.
I can't think something like that for Damion Lowe, no matter because Damion Lowe, all right, remember Damion Lowe, I can't play from the last World Cup qualifying. The coach now go in a cup competition and just take out Damion Lowe and bring in Bernard or bring in Latte Bodier. I think if anything, he might put Latte Bodier right back. And that means it. But big up for yourself, but there you go and listen.
Big up yourself, man. Enough love and respect. Chris, man.
All right.
Tennessee. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I think Bern is a good player, but I just think the chemistry. Ryan, because you watch MLS a lot, what are the perspective of the people in Canada and USA about Damion Lowe? Where they see Damion Lowe? Because it's like a mixed feelings in the Jamaican fan base with Damion Lowe. All when him play good most of the time when him play for Jamaica. What is they are saying over there?
From what I see him playing with the Philadelphia Union, he's always been good defensively when they need him to play at the back instead of Glesnes or Elliott. Damion Lowe is a very good replacement. Of course, he's not a starter, but when you have Jakob Glesnes and Jack Elliott on the Philadelphia Union, you're not going to start Damion Lowe. But Damion Lowe is a quality backup. He plays well in MLS and in CONCACAF from what I've seen with the Union. And Union fans are good with him if he has to start or play. I don't think I've seen them really slate him unless there's something that he made a mistake on, which that happens to a lot of players. I think Lowe plays well in MLS. I think he's a good backup. He should be starting somewhere. But again, if you're playing under Glesnes and Elliott, it's hard to start unless they're hurt or they're off. Lowe plays his part well. I think that's the thought process with him at the Union. And as well, he still takes that quality into the Jamaican national team. So I think overall, he's in a good spot right now.
Well,
when he made the move, right?
Yeah.
I told that it's a good move. You're going to a better team, but you're going to compete with two of the best centre back pairing in MLS over the past 3 seasons.
Yes.
Right, and I told person that I remember I was talking to Terry Ravi Smith. I said there's 2 ways he can start in that team in MLS. Is either the coach is going to tweak his system to play a back three. And I said, playing a back three, he will be the one that will be more playing out of position, right? Because Elliott is the more calmer one, right? Glesnes is the one who's a bigger, better ball player. He's more predominantly right-footed, right? And you saw the MLS game that he made his debut. He played the full 90, man of the match. Played the next game, man of the match. Then the coach tried something. Jim Curtin tried to put all 3 of them on the field, and so he went in the back three, Low on the left hand side. He on the left hand side, and he basically finding out to fit them since over the past 5 games. I think it's 1 game he hasn't started him, and he came on the other day. They were leading 3-0. He came on same way to anchor the back same way. So I think he's fitting himself. The coach finds something, and I remember at the first of this part of the season, when Andre Blake got the injury, they were losing. At one point, they were on 11 or 12 in the Eastern Conference. Now they was third. So I think in the 7 game he has played, he has done very, very well.
Yeah.
And you know, really, once you're out the performing, the Union fans they gravitate to you and win you, and you win over very fast. So review some person they like it. But my problem was this: you're a short starter in Miami, then you're going there at a better structured team, but you'd have to fight to get in that defense line. So, however, the coach know he has 3 quality center back. So, using by football intelligence and find a system to use or trade him one time, it's working for him.
Yeah, but Marlon, he said he never want to leave Inter Miami. He want to stay, but the club trade him. They get a good offer. He said.
Remember,
getting Kamal Miller, so
I think yeah, but Kamal Miller contract was out at Montreal, so
yeah.
So even if Kamal Miller went there, probably I think both of them would have been playing centre back, and I think they have a guy from Europe now. I don't remember his name. He's playing from Europe.
Sergei Kritsov.
Yeah, he's not really okay, but not really what because last year I think Lowe and Yedlin last year were probably 2 of Inter Miami best players.
Yeah.
When they traded him, but the only thing I didn't really make any nice of, I think going to Philly, and I know the structure they have there. Once he could get himself in that team and they start performing, it will be better for him. And I think and I say Ryan, you know that I beat him a lot, right? And I beat him for the rush tackle. Those rush tackle used to be up here, they're coming down. He started from Inter Miami when
he get the red card, him kinda
coming down. And even when he was playing in the Champions League game, the games he was very, very commanding. And the long passes, he's cutting down on him and everything. So it's a different play. I think Philip's system is probably changing, and I think it will come over international team as well.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Marlon, why we get that? Why, because honestly, Marlon, one problem I always have with Damion Lowe is like sometimes I just feel like he might get a red card. You know what I mean? But I think that kind of the percentage has been going down. Him now make them rush tackle there. I think he's a good defender for us, and I think he has done very well for Jamaica. But have this mixed feelings, Marlon, with the fans. You know what I mean? I understand the quality player is coming in, but what may I say? The coach will not start them over Damion Lowe because he have that experience, play at the international level, play with Ethan Pinnock. The coach will not make a change, and probably if injured or so. Marlon, why we get that mixed feelings on Damion Lowe?
About this, I think sometimes, and because he has a very quick recovery speed, and so my time he person said that I think I don't know if you remember when Fulham got promoted the first time with Hector.
Mm-hmm.
When Hector got in, there was a ball that was coming over when they were playing Arsenal the first Premier League game, and Aubameyang went for the ball, and Hector went to dive in the tackle, missed the ball, missed Aubameyang. That was Hector out of Fulham starting level. Remember, Hector was player of the year for them going through the Premier League.
Yeah.
A mistake running into him, and I think sometimes as defender, sometimes when you're playing centre back, when you see the ball coming, you think you can read, but sometimes when you go back, strikers, right, and they just leave the ball, skip out the way, right? Either you're gonna hit them down all the way and get a yellow card or something, and we saw it because even. But I think he's been more experienced, he's getting more experience. So, and if you notice, since he started playing in MLS, his quality has risen.
Yes.
Right? Because I can tell you, and when he was playing in Egypt, he used to do a lot of rush tackles there. But I think he was playing off, I don't know, it was like playing off energy. But as I said, Egypt league is a high quality league, but when you come to the MLS now, where you have better players playing there, right? And he said it to you, Ryan, that the league in Egypt, when you find the Ali and these team playing, these are powerhouse teams. These are teams that goes to the World Club Championship, right? They could come and beat any team in MLS. They can beat, right? They could even compete with team in the Premiership as well. But as you tell you that the quality they have bulk of the national local players playing for them, and they still buy African players coming to play for them as well. So these teams are not like little cheap teams. These teams are continental champions, right? So I think for him, I think him going there to play, I think he learned a different way of football. But I think I have seen a big difference, big improvement for him in the MLS. And it's benefiting us for national team right now.
I think MLS fits his system, his style more, and he learned how to be more physical without being reckless. I think that's really what helped him.
And if you look at it well, because you have some very tricky players in the MLS. You have Lucho Acosta at Cincinnati, right? What's his name again at NYSC? But they're not like a lot before. Thiago Almeida at Atlanta, right? Everybody is raving about him, you know. So you have these players. So these players, you have to really, if you stay close to them, Ryan, they're gonna take you and have you for lunch and dinner, right? So sometimes as defender you try to rough them up, but and especially because they're Hispanic, they know when to treat the referee and have him. So I think him playing when he was playing at Tampa Bay Road is when I used to go watch him there. He was doing excellent there, right? And remember said that Tampa Bay Road brought him to when he come to the when he went to the finals in the Gold Cup. Then he went after Europe to play for Start in Norway. Got promoted to the top tier there, right? Was very good there, but the team didn't have the quality. So I think still, as I said, I think I said it over here that he has been one of the most improved players. So looking for him to do good things in the World Cup.
People give Damion Lowe a chance, man. I know quality players and thing. The thing. Hey, you see one of the thing that going to raise the bar for this Reggae Boyz team, Ryan Henderson. Look out, you know. Don't believe your gloom over there in Canada. And Marlon. You see, when you look at this squad, the competition breed people to perform, you know, in this Jamaican team, you know. A man know if him slip, him slide. A man know if him not come play international football at next man I take him space. That's the mindset I want to play them for have. I'm finally if you see the player them have because we have quality and we have even the other day when I miss Andre Blake, I said, Jesus Christ. And Wade come in and put in solid performance. I mean, well, we not really in a big thing with lose Andre Blake. And that's what me really like about the team right now, where we have covered or we have good cover.
Brian, I just don't know. When we're making a team, right?
Yeah.
Squad, you always want to go 3 deep, right? I have 2, and there's a person that you can call on. So you have two right back, 2 left back, the 4 centre back, 2 goalkeeper. You have 2 midfielder, it's 2 box to box or a CDM, can play box to box. You go 2 deep. Striker. If you're depending on position, if you're playing inverting wing or anything like that, it's 2-2 same. So if the quality doesn't go, the quality doesn't fall off. The quality should be the same, right? So if you look at it now, all right, put it for instance, we just put it this way, for example. You have Antonio, Boza on top farm. You bring in what's his name again from Rangers? Right? Johnson Clark Harris, everything goes well and he comes in. So you have quality players there same way, right? On the right wing, Bobby Reed is there, right? Bailey. Person's talking about Reese Nelson coming in for the future. You go on the right wing, you imagine you have a Reese Nelson and a Demari Gray competing for the same position. Bobby Reed and Liam Bailey competing, right? You look at it now, if you come back, Liam Moore is fit again. Liam Moore and Ethan Pinnock as a left centre back. Deshaun Bernard, Lowe, and whoever else is there, right? Person even talking about Ben Godfrey coming in, right? So you see, if you look like at the depth chart you have there, he goes up. And so I think it's gonna reach a stage. I think Gold Cup will be okay, but I think going in September into the National League game, so that we carry into the World Cup qualifier and carry to the Copa America, that's gonna be something. But I think this National League game, this Gold Cup for us, it's gonna be another eye opener for players, right? Because players are gonna say, guess what? I'm not gonna sit down and wait 2 more years for England and I could go there, right? If Jamaica make it to the semi-final and the team playing good, and you imagine you look and you say, I do I and say, hey, Demari, what was the Gold Cup? And they said, yeah, the players are there quality. But imagine recently is still there and I said, guess what? I can be a part of this team. There's a chance for me to play in the World Cup. So I think a lot of players are looking at themselves, assessing it right now. Even yesterday, I was talking to somebody from Dominican Republic. Mariano Diaz from Real Madrid. He's asking the coach, show me something that I can compete in, and I will play for you.
Boy,
it's quality. I think Ryan, this is good for us when we have a lot of quality.
Quality, yeah. 18 months ago, we never have them headache, have them problem, yeah. We never have them problem, man. Ryan. So, me get a question, you know. I think I might question this. Them, we question this. Roof. What roof too? Don't forget about roof too, no matter.
I was talking about roof when I said
Roof. Come on, roof. Yeah.
Just one thing with full strength. I don't remember who put it in the comment section.
It was, if we're talking about that Davies question.
Yeah.
That was the man crying.
No, man, not Davies question, man.
Davies missing the Gold Cup.
No, man. Davies missing the World Cup.
Davies missing the Gold Cup.
What happened to Davies?
Like he's resting. Like he's playing Nations League, coming off his injury.
Well, Davies
Gold Cup. Well, it was just the Gold Cup, but he was injured for 21. But he's doing what he would have done had they made Nations League in 21 as well. He's going to play Nations League, rest for the Gold Cup, have his preseason. But I'm fine with it because we have Richie Larea, we have Sam Adekugbe, we have Kobe Franklin, who's popping out with Toronto. I think he's a great fullback. We have Buchanan. We have people to cover Davies. We have very talented players that could cover Davies. I'm not worried about him missing the Gold Cup. When the full squad comes out, I'm sure I could believe in that squad. We should have beat Mexico with this B squad last time out with all the injuries we had at that point, and Davies wasn't there. So, again, I believe Canada could win without Alphonso Davies, especially with the landscape of the Gold Cup. I think Kobe Franklin will be a good replacement if they don't use Adekugbe as the replacement, but they should both be able to handle. They should both be able to handle.
Will you pint, Carla? Yeah, people, what a point. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, I think Jamaica with we can beat Canada. I believe we can beat Canada.
Yeah.
But me have to watch how Mr. Jamaica play them first 4 games between the 2 friendly game and the 2 group stage game. If Mr. Jamaica play up to them standard, we can beat any team can conquer.
But Ryan, I think what Canada have that US will have the quality in strikers, right?
Yeah, Canada has strikers.
Even Balogun is coming there, hasn't proven himself as yet, right? Has one good season in football, but you look at Canada, Kyle Larin plays in La Liga now. David, right? He doesn't do much, but perform for Canada. Right, then you have Tage and Buchanan who can switch in up the same way. See them again. So I think in attack, I think they can match anybody around here. You saw what they did to Belgium in how they played against them, right? I think they have the attack there, and they attack with so much pace. Tage and Buchanan is going to be a threat to every defender, every right back or left back in the competition, same way, right? As I said, Alphonso Davies, Junior is still the same way, right? Osorio, Estacio, Coney. So the all war horses still they achieve autism. Defense, Kamal Miller, Johnston. I think left back they're stuck. Adakube. Richard Lyra can play right or left back same way.
Yep. And they're also Kobe Franklin will definitely get called up for the Gold Cup. I believe that 100%. Kobe Franklin from TFC who's playing well right now.
That I curse about every time. You know that Carnelos should have played for Jamaica.
What?
Carnelos. The stepper from Rosenborg. He should have played for Jamaica. We brought him down here and went to the training, and when he called me there and said, I'm going home, and the same day he went back to Vancouver, he was called to the Kenya under 23 team.
Oh yeah, Hoylett.
Yeah, man, no, man. Highlight. The family is like across the road from me there.
Yeah, his father is from Jamaica, right, Marlon?
Born in Brampton, but all of them highlight really like everybody.
Yeah. But me have a call on the line. Good evening, Kevin. Welcome to the show.
Yes, good evening, Ryan, and good evening also to your panelists. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I hear you, man. Go ahead, man. Kevin.
I think that this year Jamaica won the greatest chance of winning the Gold Cup. And why I said that, based on the team performance in Mexico, you can say that the coach have an identity, and the coach have a what do you call it, a vision. Yeah, a vision. That's the right word in terms of going forward with Jamaican football. I don't think that there's no side in the that can put up a challenge to Jamaica if Jamaica get everything together. If they get everything together, Jamaica is going to be a force to reckon with in the Gold Cup. And I'm very happy that we're actually getting players. And I believe if this coach get the right tools to use, he can tell them to make a football.
Okay. You kind of break up, Kevin. Kind of in and out.
Yeah. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me better now?
Yeah. I'm hearing you.
Yes. Yes. As I said before, I think this coach that we have now, Mr. Grimson, I think if you get the tools that he need to do the job, he can get the job done. Because based on the domestic game, you can see a whole class Jamaica team, a new class Jamaica team going forward. Also, in terms of the opportunity that they get, we can see that they're trying to make use of their opportunity. Also, I hope that this time, right, we will never start Burn again. Jovan Burn from Vancouver, I hope we will never start him again in the starting lineup. That look young player from Wolves, Limbeski, I think he win my confidence going in that position going forward. No more Jovan Burn. No more Jovan Burn. in the Gold Cup, when they replaced Jovan Burn and put on average power, what happened? 2 goals scored.
No, man. I World Cup qualify. World Cup qualify. Javier Brown haven't got to a Gold Cup as yet.
Okay, all right. But what I'm saying, based on what I've seen from Javier Brown for the last 2 games, I wouldn't see him as a starter in my starting.
Okay.
If Javane Brown played like he did with Vancouver, I think he'd be great for the Reggae Boyz. But he doesn't play like he does for Vancouver for the Reggae Boyz. That's
When I tell the person, I said, if you select the players from their club performance, right? Because remember, when the coach is selecting the coach players do use form. So if you play last week or played 2 months ago, you scored a hat-trick. It doesn't say that you're gonna come and score a hat-trick next week, right? So they lose form. So when the coach looking at the players and scouting the players playing, you look at your performance for your playing in your squad. Are you playing the full night? Are you a squad player, right? Are you in the first team? Are you in the second team? Then you assess and say, okay. But at the same time, sometimes players bring the farm over to the national team. Sometimes you come in the national team, you're in a different system. You don't adjust, right? So personally say yes, because how Lozano had him in the first game. But you have to also remember something again. You're not playing against a normal player. You're playing against a world-class winger, right? So, but where people gonna beat him now because Lambasika came on and he was up against the same
Yep.
and not himself.
Yeah,
But
Dexter was amazing.
but you have to also remember this again because it's a sports, it's a forgiving thing, you know.
Yeah.
Lambasika might be playing another game again and he doesn't put in that performance and then the fine person say that, oh, he's not ready yet. So at the same time, we have to assess the players and analyze them at the moment, right? That was Lambasika moment.
Yep. And play well.
I wouldn't take him and put him as my first choice right back, right? I see 45 minutes of football, right? But however, you can look and say, yes, are we gonna get this from him at the game? Remember though, when Amari Bale came and played the first time against Suriname, everybody was like, oh, Cavaliers and Joseph have him cut him inside out. But although they cut him inside out, he didn't fall in there. He used his body, his football intelligence, and won back the ball from them, right? But at the end of the game, person was saying that Tax should start over him because he got beaten a lot of times.
Man, you see, me not lie still, you know. If you look pan Dexter, if you look at him physique, and if you look at how he position himself much better than Javier Brown. You see how him receive the ball, how he move, how even him chucking back and glancing inside and Ethan Pinnock and a look outside. Javier Brown don't have them awareness there.
Yep.
And this is the thing, Ryan, because Javier Brown goes stand straight. Lambasika is 2-footed, left and right. So he can remember now.
I give him a little bit more edge.
But even when you're cutting inside of him, right, you don't have him weak. What Javier Brown was doing, Lozano was coming down, and Lozano wanted to come in on his right foot, and Javier Brown side on him, and he still cut him in the same way. So he wasn't showing. Normally, when you're playing as a wing back, the coach will tell you to keep him outside. Don't let him come inside. And when he come inside, that you have to turn, right? So he didn't get that out of Lambasika. But because of Lambasika, he's strong inside and outside, compared to Javier Brown, who's strong outside. But at the same time, he was getting the player wanted what he wanted, because he wanted to come on his weaker side.
And you see, when it come about the development of using both sides, that it come back down to, you know, where...
Remember, when he made his name for Jamaica, he played left back.
Yeah.
He played left back against Suriname in the first game. But I don't know if you guys noticed, when he was squaring the ball, he cut the ball back in on his right foot to square it. And when the second game, when he played the second game, though, he was more sturdy.
Boy, I'm not lying, man. That 45 minutes, the way man playing in Mexico, brother. I tell you, the man was, and what I like about him, brother, you see, when he face the player, when he face the winger, him not just straight on, you know, when he make the tackle, you know, him at a 90%. So if you go left, him can go left. If you go right, or your position as a defender, you know. So yeah, actually, if the player bring it to the left and bring it to the right, you're going to look good. And he did very well. And I think that's why Jamaica looks better in the second half, because that old pass that the Mexican keep on having in that first half, they did not have that in the second half. Yeah, but we have to say, Marlon, the man I say, yo, we should, you know, make Ethan Pinnock and the West Ham striker Antonio that skipping out this getting rest. I don't think we reach that stage yet. You know what I mean? I don't think we reach that stage because we need them to play together. This is the first time our team going to really come together. And we want to have that for next year. We look good. Yeah. Go ahead, Ryan.
If you had made the Nations League finals and took them there and then had a B- or an A- B+ team, that's fine. But all you have is the Gold Cup. So why rest your best players? Like most teams, if they were in the Nations League finals, yeah, they would be resting some of their bigger players and taking some more developmental players to the Gold Cup, like U.S. did in 21. Mexico did as well. Canada will probably do this year. U.S. will probably do that again. But again, if it's just the Gold Cup, why rest them? You shouldn't.
Yeah. That was the man and they asked him never put no question. We say man
players are fit and available. I know they have a very long, especially Mikel, right? But I think with him coming off that high of winning the European Conference League, one play. I think Pinnock missing the last Gold Cup when he got promoted at Brentford. He decided to, and I didn't blame him for that. That person, I was telling somebody, I said, guess what? Amari Bell, look at it. Last Gold Cup, Amari Bell was in Gold Cup. He got signed while he was in Gold Cup for Luton Town. Now he's in the Premiership. So if Amari Bell they come out and say, guess what? But you notice, I want to start pre-season my team. But you notice, Ryan, as he got promoted, he went clear and make a statement that I will be at the Gold Cup. So he's telling you straight, guess what? I'll be there. It's an international tournament and everybody wants to have an international title. Right?
And you know, so that with Amari Bell, you know, so him play most of the game them for the team and him come and play for Jamaica and him play good. Him improve, you know, Marlon. From the make him debut for Jamaica, him really improve.
No, but Ryan, if you're assessing players, when they made the debut against US, after the players, everybody have probably gone for Casey Palmer and Liam Moore, right? Everybody will say Liam Moore was a better defender, right? And when I tell person, I said no. I said Liam Moore is more aggressive. Pinnock is the one who uses his head, right? So it's like you have two qualities here, but you have the kind of first defender, the one who goes to the tackle, and he was that one. I remember he was a more commanding player at the time, you know? So he looked better. But if and I think Liam Moore hasn't put a foot wrong in Jamaica team. But if you look now and what Pinnock has done in the Premiership, you would have put both of them on the same field at the same time. I said, guess what? Both of you fighting for the same position. Everybody has said Pinnock.
Yeah. One of the greatest Mexico players of all time, in my opinion. I get copyright. People, one of the greatest Mexican players of all time. Yeah. Who remember the goal? A Gold Cup goal. Watch it pass. Dead. Tim Howard. The man of Tim Howard. Right over I made, brother. You know who that? Can't believe Ryan didn't know who that. You don't know who that, Ryan? Marlon, you don't know who that?
That's gotta be. That's Gio Dos Santos, yeah?
Yeah, bro. Bro, the man have a piece of left there, brother. I tell you.
Sadly enough, he basically
torpedoed
his career.
Him never feel him true potential still.
Yeah, he never cared, really. Like, he was talented, but he never cared.
But brother of them, I think coming through Barcelona, and remember these players were coming through Messi and on the same Messi and I see them Kirkic, I think he played for Toronto as well at one point. No, Montreal. He went to Montreal.
Boy, bad man. Man have a piece of left the mall and me. I tell you, brother, man,
that. But I think he didn't carry on. Because when you're looking at that front three, Carlos Vela, Gio, Chicharito, there is a sense of fear in everybody in CONCACAF. I remember, I think it was 2008 we were playing them when they beat us 3-0 in Mexico. And we came back in the stadium when Campbell Rice put on a show there, full of score that goal against to win 1-0. When you watch it,
maybe I mix up. Reggie, I tell you say, Jesse, in my opinion, brother, me believe that he's one of Mexico's best player. That's my opinion still, bro. The man was talented, bro. Even though you just play for top now, Marlon.
He's the Mexican Freddie Adu.
Went together.
Top, right?
There's a man called Guatemala.
Blanco, there we go.
Yeah. No, I rate him, bro. I rate him still. He were good, bro. He were good.
Yeah, Gio Dos Santos was good, but he was like just a bit better than Freddie Adu. Maybe lasted a bit longer.
When Jamaica had that 50-something unbeaten streak, Blanco was the man who came in the National Stadium the Sunday evening, 4 o'clock. Came off the bench, coming off a broke foot, and came and leave everybody in the stadium, the cursing, after an anonymous score. Came from nowhere, 2 goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Blanco was a master.
Yeah. People, now line up Marlon, it was a great one in Ryan. It was just a pleasure to have you in a Virgin, but I have to run leave with him. I think I have to get some sleep. 10 o'clock. And
Man.
I don't want to go over 201 things. So we catch up back tomorrow, people. Same time tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow on Friday. Yeah, man. Tomorrow we're gonna find some topic for come up with. But Marlon, what you last saying, Ryan? What you last saying to the people then before we took off and thing?
Was an enjoyable time to discuss the Gold Cup. We all had fun. Can't wait to see the tournament start. It's going to be a crazy summer. We're going to have some fun. And there's more to talk about. There's more to watch. So we'll see how it pans out.
Ryan, one question before you leave. Where you think your team will be at the end of the Gold Cup?
Canada going to be lifting a double. They're going to lift the Nations League and the Gold Cup this summer. Canada's winning the double.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Over the past year, I think Canada always struggled to beat the US in the US. So I think that cycle will go over the same way. As we call it the clash of the North. But two interesting still. That Mexico might be not at their best, but it won't be a walkout for the US. Canada has a better team than Panama, but you can't underestimate Panama. Panama is disciplined. Panama have a player. They have a coach who has come to CONCACAF, no CONCACAF right now, and Scandinavian coach. They build a team of discipline, and they are great tacticians. So I think the coach and I think it's easier for Panama to plan for Canada than Canada to plan for Panama because they know what the quality they have already, right? And I think that's why Panama most of the time always get a bit better off us because they know the quality of Jamaica is coming, so they can play disciplined football, right? And but it's as I say, it's a very couple weeks coming over. It's roughly another week. Nation League, then basically 10 days after, 5 days after the Nation League final, World Cup, we go start against the host defending champion. So I think it's a home game to start off. We have 2 friendlies. I hope the players go perform well. The coach select the best players that are there. So looking good because every team. I remember the Gold Cup playoff as well, starting as well. So it's a lot of football here, and I think these team, as I said, Ryan, I think one positive coming out of it, we didn't qualify for the Nation League. The coach can gamble to give players debut and look at them. Imagine Demar Gray, Latibo there, and Bernard, they're making their debut in a Nation League semi-final. High pressure game, high stakes game. So I think that's a good thing that come out of it. So we can either have two high quality game going, and probably end up have to give up Mikel Antonio or Pinoca or somebody playing those games instead of playing. So it's 2 competitions. So those 2 friendly games, it's probably better for you to assess the whole team.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But people, Ryan Anderson channel down in the comment section, people, bring it up on the screen. People, show him some love. Him talk about everything CONCACAF in this region. So people, hit the link and subscribe to him channel. Him just have 2,000 subscribers. That's a milestone for him. I know he would have loved to get 3,000 by the end of the Gold Cup. So I'm telling you guys, go over there, go give him some support. All right, Owen, give him some support. The man, give him some support. Jesse, give him some support. Big League, Rush, give him some support by hit the link and subscribe to him channel. Rockford, same thing. Spence, Come on, people. Chris Smith did the right thing. Yeah, I don't see Mr. United from night. What happened to United? Riley, do that. You know the thing goes nice. Eh?
They get rid of Harry Maguire.
I can't believe Spurs won Harry Maguire. Foolish.
He's going to Tottenham.
That's what I heard.
What the Old Trafford, I'm okay.
No, man, if you know yourself, hit the link and go subscribe, man. Tennessee. Yeah, man, people. Anjay55 did the right thing by hitting the link. Patrick Reed. Patrick Riley did the right thing. Subscribe to the channel. Jamaican Guna. People, big up on yourself, people, and don't know the thing going on, people. Nothing nice I couldn't bingo. You get the me I say. Marlon, big up yourself, brother. Thanks for coming. Really do appreciate it. People, subscribe to him channel, show him some love and support. We'll definitely do some more thing going forward for the Gold Cup. Let's see. But people, thank you guys for coming. Really do appreciate it. Really appreciate all the love and support. Until next time, from your boy Ryan LFC and Marlon and Ryan Henderson, we like to say, we are out.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Cameron, Reggae Girls top striker, and you are watching Ryan LFC YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.